Everyone's like, it's so hard now. It was so much better for our parents. It wasn't better for our parents. Our parents were willing to sacrifice time with kids to get the finances done. We want more. It's just the truth that we just want more. Our parents and our grandparents' generation really were willing to take an L in certain categories. And companies are like, sorry, businesses don't have the luxury of being just your bullshit like school, like where it doesn't fucking matter. Like there's ramifications. Companies go out of business. Companies are going to use AI. Companies are going to pick who their best employees are, and they're going to decide best is time put in or impact. I don't need any of my employees to work 100 hours a week for me to be like, they're the best. There are employees that work 42 hours a week, but they're incredibly impactful in those 42 hours, and I'm good. And there's other employees that work 67 hours, but if they're not impactful, they're not as good. It's just real life. Not all of us get the same output or impact on the time amount we spent. The problem is we're asking for too much. We just are. All right, Aaron, you're up.
Okay, this question is from Andreas. Gary, what's one underrated platform or tactic that small businesses aren't using enough to grow in 2025?
Live social shopping, IRL streaming, Twitch, Kick, that whole game. AI learning to be able to make much more content easier without having $1 million team. Small businesses. If you have a physical store, starting to actually live sell from your store, even during store hours, so people can see you're doing it, even shoppers coming in. Local influencer marketing. Every local business on earth that sells something should go to Instagram, search their town at the top of the screen, right? Like, here we go. Can you get my screen? Here we go. Every single business on earth should go to the top of their screen, and like if you're on Instagram and put Newton, Mass, right? You're putting Newton, Massachusetts, right? That's what I just did. It's a little hard to see, I get that, but I just typed in a town and then results pop up, right? And you can put literally results from that area. And so this photo's from there, and you look at all of them and you figure out who influencers are locally, who live locally, and do micro influencer deal with local celebrities. You know, if you're a pizza shop, you just DM 13 people that post. You can look up the accounts that show up in your general area. You see somebody that lives in Newton, Mass, has 13,000 followers. You DM that person, be like, I want to give you free food. Come in and post and tag, because they're local, and there's a little bit of a local element to that. So there's just so many things you can do, so many tactics. All right, Delgado, what's good, George?
GaryVee, what's up, bro?
What's up, my man?
Oh man, thank you so much for your time, man, and I appreciate everything that you've done. And dude, I've been following you for like 10 years.
Thank you, brother.
Oh my gosh, and I just started recently following you again, back to back for the past 2 months, and thank you.
You missed me, right? I'm good when people... I've been around for so long that people lapsed. Do you know I fucked up years ago when I was like, stop listening to me, like never listen to me again and go do your shit? Every day people are like, I don't listen to you anymore. I'm like, did you do the shit? They're like, no. I'm like, wait, so you didn't do the shit and you stopped listening to the one positive fucking voice in your head? What the fuck? Anyway, I love when people come back after they lapse for a while, because they're like, oh, okay, I got it, Gary, or this is annoying, or whatever, NFTs or VFriends or garage sales or whatever the fuck they're out, but when they come back, they remember what the fucking truth is.
Hell yeah. But I appreciate you, man. So real quick, so I do multiple things. I love the thrill of selling, providing quality for customers and customer service, products, all that. So currently I do Christmas lighting during the off season, Christmas lighting installation. I'm kind of curious on how to build a Christmas lighting business on the off season.
By making content around it now. I would literally make videos of you talking about tips and tricks, how you think about it, things you've seen, while you're literally in the summer putting up Christmas lights on your own home. That is the video. Okay. You are literally because that in itself is going to capture people in their feed. If I see right now a thumbnail or the screen preview of you hanging Christmas lights, and it says Christmas lights in July, ? Like that's going to get, do you know, brother, people fuck with Christmas heavy.
Oh yeah.
People fucking love themselves some Christmas. There's people that live for just Christmas. Like their Super Bowl is Christmas. Yes, and Dalton says, I wonder why. Dalton, I'm not saying for the right reasons like you, where it's like, the fucking Christ shit, the good stuff. I'm talking, they just love the holidays and presents and fucking Rudolph the fucking reindeer, and they fucking love Frosty the fucking snowman, and they can't wait to go to New York and see the fucking tree, and they're fucking about Christmas. They fucking like the food, and they like kind of not working for 2 weeks at the end of the year, and they like Christmas, the commercial shit, the bad stuff, and good stuff. So, bro, Christmas works 24/7.
Gotcha. So continuously put on content, just like you always said.
Correct, because when someone sees it on August 9th and they love your beard and they love your spirit and you've got a warm spirit, they're going to DM you and be like, yo, can I, like, people don't just, of course there's people that buy when it's timely, and then there's people that buy ahead of times. People love to plan. I don't. But some people get off. Like, do you know that people are planning right now their vacation next summer? There are people right now in the world doing research and shit on hotels.com and being like, I'm going to fucking go to Ibiza next summer. People love a good...
hardcore right there.
Bro, people love to fucking plan, bro.
That's awesome.
And like planning for who's going to install their Christmas lights now, you're giving a fucking gift to people. Stefan, no, it is not possible to tip me. I do not accept tips here. The way you can tip me is by becoming a collector of VFriends. I am building the next Pokemon Marvel. Go into the shop and buy a VFriends thing and learn this world. Go to eBay, type in VFriends, go to completed items. You will be blown away what we're building here. George, that's what you need to do. You need to start making Christmas content, Christmas lighting content, 365 days a year.
Got it.
I mean, I would post on New Year's Day, 2026, and be like, book your Christmas lights You motherfuckers haven't even taken down your Christmas lights, and I want you to book me for next year. And there's somebody who will book you.
Right on.
Do you take Christmas lights down?
Yes.
Oh, that
during January,
brother.
All day January.
You should I mean, that's the good shit right there. That's the business. That's the fucking business. Because some people love the spirit of like I talked about yesterday. I don't know if you're watching, like the guy who loves to drink some Bud Light and fucking do the lawnmower. There's the same people really like the Christmas lights thing. They're not Chevy Chase. They like it. Or they are Chevy Chase. Depends how you analyze that scene. But but taking it down, nobody fucking wants to do that shit.
Yeah. And I've had calls, people saying, hey, my company never called back and things like that. And I'm just like, I'll be happy to be out there. And I've even helped some people for free, like right next door. Like, hey,
of course, because you're a good dude.
Might as well take it down.
Bro, I know people who keep Christmas lights up 12 months a year because they don't want to take them down. I'm being dead serious. I know two people. Literally. Awesome. It's our second homes, so there's a little bit of that, but...
Hey, so I still have one Christmas light piece in my house that I still have lit up. So no joke on that.
Hey, chat, who's a sicko and loves to take down Christmas lights? Put sicko in the chat. Say sicko. You're a sicko. You love it. Like you can't wait to take down the Christmas lights. There we go. There's a couple. George, 24/7, bro.
You got it.
Let's get into the show. Aaron, what do you got on the question?
Okay, question from Andrew, 22 years old. What would be your advice to a 3-year Walmart associate who's having trouble promoting and moving up? I have the capability and experience, but not the opportunity. Should I cut my losses and find somewhere else?
Yes. Cutting losses is like I think this is a humongous issue for the world. Notice how he asked the question, should I cut my losses? People think putting a couple years into a job is cutting the loss. It's not cutting loss. You had an experience. You also don't know if you're right or they're right. A lot of employees love to shit on their bosses and their bosses' bosses and saying not getting the opportunity. Meanwhile, they might just suck. And him going to Target, good news, when you're at Walmart, Target is interested. Target's interested, bro. What's his name? Andrew, go to fucking Target. Now, if Target, after a year or two, also says you suck, you should go to Five Below. And if Five Below says you suck or blow, well then guess what? Now you're 0 for 3, 3 strikes you're out at the old ball game. You need to rethink your whole fucking sitch. But if he's not getting the at-bat in a Walmart store, there's like thousands of Walmart stores. B, there's other retailers, and he needs to figure out if he's good or he's right that he's not being seen. Some people are not being seen, and some people stink at their job. And you don't know until you have multiple data points. You know, but like, look, you've gotta respect if you go 0 for 4 and every store says you suck, like you're gonna have to eat it a little bit. And maybe retail is not your career. Maybe you need to be in camp counseling or, you know, a chef. Alan K, what's good, bro?
Hey, I'm just calling up. Glad to be on here and finally get to talk to you.
It's a pleasure, man. First, the beard mustache combo is epic, bro.
Thanks,
the Raleigh fingers is coming in, my man.
Right, I'm bringing it back. I
love it.
I'm a high school teacher, and I have a new social media marketing class that I'm putting together. And, you know, I'm getting the best information possible.
I love it. Thank you.
Get the kids updated.
Thank you.
And I'm using your info. I love AI. I'm all about it. Once it came out, I'm doing everything with AI. I even wrote a book for teachers on how to use AI.
Love.
And the problem is a lot of teachers don't want to use AI, right? They don't want their kids to use, the students to use AI. And I'm the opposite. I'm against the American education system, even though I'm in it.
Yep.
I try making like chat bots for my students and, you know, to help them study and do everything. And I love doing, AI engineering, right? The prompt engineering. The problem I have now is I'm a teacher. I'm passionate about it. I love helping, teenage kids find their passion and do what they need to do. I just don't know how to turn that into another income where, it's hard to keep kids' attention while they're forced to be in my classroom, let alone get them interested in what I have to say, on their own. I would like to, I'd like to turn it into my own, way of making extra income.
I got it. Brother, I'm a teacher too. I just don't do it in a classroom in an archaic system. I do it in the entrepreneurial arena of live social and social media content. You should do that at scale, and that will lead to income opportunities of speaking, book writing to get paid on that, courses, and many other things. The classroom in the academic corporate structure of government is not the place to monetize for teachers. It's a place to scratch an itch. I admire the fuck out of teachers. It's a destiny and a home for a lot of people. My sister taught first grade for a long time. I believe teachers are massive, but teachers come in all shapes and sizes. Some are in classrooms and some live in other places. If you're asking me a question of monetization, you must live elsewhere.
Okay. So, see, I was looking at the Whatnot, right? And I was like, okay, what if I did something like you're doing right now? But what the hell am I going to sell? To also,
a book.
But I'm saying my attention would be more to the student, and kids ain't reading no books today.
I understand. So
I hate reading books too. To be honest with you, but
why should a kid buy anything from you, whether it's a book or an online course, when there's 8 trillion things of information for free?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I don't. So
rule number 1: sell something people fucking want.
Okay.
Well, how do you get people to want your book? Because I sell millions of books, even though I put out the information for free. It's by putting out so much content for free and bringing so much value. Brother, do you know why so many people collect VFriends? They collect VFriends now because they want to really support me on this journey, and then they fall in love with Genuine Giraffe and Patient Pig. And so, Alan, that's the punchline. You got to figure out what you can actually sell, but I think that before you worry about I think you putting out a ton of information for free about what you know about AI on social media and live stream sessions will start to build a community which then will have monetizable value.
I put the videos I'm making for my social media class. I actually put them on YouTube, so hopefully.
Yeah, but that's not enough. Read day trading attention. In that purple book you just literally just held up. That I would shit on you if you just put it up the video on YouTube. I need to clip.
What I'm saying is, I put it on there because I want teachers to.
I get it.
to make their life easier just to use my videos.
That I love. That you're wonderful for. But if you want to actually turn your world into monetization, you got to clip the shit out of that, put it on TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. Like, you read the book and fucking live the book.
I know. Okay. All right, man.
All right, man. Love you, man. Stay well.
All right.
Okay, this is a question from the chat, actually. I was successful with my company, but didn't sell when things were good. Now I'm 36 and starting over. Any advice on regrets and starting again?
Looking backwards is not good for your neck or your soul. That is my advice. Aaron, I've made a million mistakes. Not 10, not 40. I've made so many mistakes, it's like laughable because I have so much opportunity in the last 10 years. Last night I was in dinner with some people, and the kid is the founder of Mad Happy, the brand. You know, that ripping hot, iconically epic fashion brand that makes a fuckload of money. He reminded me nicely that I passed on investing. You know, like I only make mistakes. In fact, I would argue that my life up to this point is predominantly massive amounts of mistakes with a couple of occasional good decisions. And I love it. I don't know what else to say. I do not understand on the collecting capacity of especially youth right now. Youth has gotten so good at being critical on themselves 5 seconds into the game. Using a sports analogy, the amount of children under the age of 37 on this earth that have started to dwell in a game of life similar to a game of basketball where the score is 14-9 in a 4-quarter NBA game and they're crying because they're down 14-9 is staggering. So if you follow basketball and you understand my analogy right now, you need to wake the fuck up and understand how real what I just said is. I don't give a fuck that he missed it. I missed everything. What are you gonna do? What's he gonna do? Cry? What's he gonna do? Go on a random live stream and ask some guy he admires what he should do? It's over, Sid. That's it. There's no fucking time machines. Get over it. Because, and here's why, not because I'm a dick or like trying to give tough love, because we have no choice. You have no choice. Why? How? Coming from a place of regret, cynicism, disappointment is such a bad way to start a sentence. Coming from a place of offense where you want to learn and build on top of, why and how are remarkable. Using why and how from a place of regret is the poison in society. Yesterday's over. Learn from it and forget about it. You cannot give weight to yesterday. Fuck yesterday. Fuck you, yesterday. Yo, yesterday, go fuck yourself. Darian?
Yep.
How are you, brother?
Gary.
Pleasure.
Doing well, thanks. How are you?
Good, man. Where are you from?
Pennsylvania.
Nice. Great to see you.
Yeah, you as well, man. Thank you for taking the call.
Of course.
Wanted to connect on more of a human level.
Please.
So there's a lot of messaging out there that if your circle isn't energizing you, motivating you, supporting you, making you a victim, or playing the victim themselves, you should shorten that circle.
Yes.
And make your network the people that are really energizing you and giving you the support you need.
Yes.
Then there's a lot of messaging out there that
Sound is
to take your grind into your own hands and make your own pathway and blaze your own pathway in the world. Both of those scenarios bring a lot of loneliness, and you yourself find yourself alone many nights.
Let's talk it out. The first part that you brought out, brother, there's often, when it's well said, there's a second part to that sentence that has a comma in it that says, and then go find people who bring you good vibes and good energy.
Right.
Let me explain to you VeeFriends, my little universe. One of the reasons it's going so well doesn't have to do with how good of an entrepreneur I am and how well I'm operating. It's that a lot of people in the VeeFriends community have literally found their best friends in the world by being joint collectors of this. If you go look at Comic-Con, if you go look at a sporting event, if you go look at all these things, people find things around similar interests that have a more, and what I'm trying to do with Be Friends is bring a more positive vibe. I take what you're saying and it is valid. You're right. I do think the first thing, which is limit your interactions, not cut completely out, because a lot of times, as you know, these are your best friends or your parents or your siblings.
Right.
I'm not a big advocate of never talk to your mom or brother again, but I am a big advocate of protecting your sanity when you have deep negativity around you, and maybe you don't talk 3 times a day, maybe you talk once every 3 days, right?
Right.
And I do believe it is on all of us that we have the ability to get out of our loneliness, but we must find our communities, whether in interest, in Discord, in Fortnite groups, chess clubs, book clubs.
I will say,
please.
Through Whatnot itself, a little plug for Whatnot, I have met several individuals that I met through the app and then went and visited them, and we hung out and we grabbed drinks and had dinner, and it is a very connective community. And you can find long-term friends in communities like The Hobby and virtual communities like Whatnot. So 100% agree.
Do you feel like there's an opportunity for you, brother, to double down and quadruple down? Hearing your question, sensing your energy, really excited about this conversation. I appreciate the vulnerability and the thoughtfulness, because it's an important conversation.
Right.
Do you believe that there's an opportunity for you to quadruple down on some of the things you're finding in Whatnot or other places that are showing you previews or are flirting with the ability to create a network of a dozen or so really positive, friends? Do you think there's an opportunity there?
There absolutely is. And there absolutely is an opportunity to connect more with individuals.
Rob, congrats on your
but in their streams as well, 100%. Everyone has that opportunity. The second part of the coin, I think, is, when you have a 9 to 5 and then a 5 to 12, you don't have the opportunity to make space in the physical world with your friends that are here. And so that in and of itself also creates a space of loneliness where, yes, the digital community can fill part of that, but doesn't fill the whole.
Yeah, I think if you're personally feeling that, my brother, I would say that you are not allowed then Monday through Friday to do 5 to 12, and you're going to have to force yourself to give up one of those 5 to 12s on every Tuesday or every other Thursday, right? I think that's going to be, again, really doubling down, really attacking. When you have this level of thoughtfulness and self-awareness and clarity that you're communicating with me on, I think it becomes the game of jumping into the pool, right? Meaning, when I hear that, that's also valid. That sounds very clear to me. And if you were my best friend in the world and we were having, which is kind of how I'm treating this conversation right now, I would say to you, brother, you've got to pick every Wednesday and fuck 5 to 12, and you're going to have to join the bowling club, the pool club. You need to keep pounding and finding more people in the general Pennsylvania area within an hour drive, whatever you're missing that it's clear that you're searching for.
Yeah, makes sense.
Keep going, because I actually think you're bringing a lot of value. What of what we've talked about right now feels right, or feels like, yes, Gary, I get that logically, but in my tummy right now, I don't feel like that's right?
No, I think your perspective of taking a day off and using that day to be social and to go out and find something in the local community that is physical and something that you can create, in-person networks with. I think that's completely valid. One of the things I've tried to do more is try to get more connected with my church, and so that's one avenue.
That's, by the way, brother, you're going down a very good path. I think for a lot of people in the last 40 years, the loss of community as people started to go to their place of choice of worship on every Sunday was such a grounding, such a great community that a lot of people have lost. In fact, it's funny. I go to church on Sundays in the fall and winter as well. It's called MetLife Stadium, right? I genuinely, and I mean this, my community of Jet friends, right, of New York Jet friends, is a real community for me. In fact, it's very church-like. We go there and we talk about our sins of ever picking this team as our favorite team. We talk about the adversities of life, like rooting for the Jets. Here's a great Jets fan walking by me right now, Alan Harker, part of that community. This is why I'm such a big fan of sports, by the way, especially when you're a fanatic. It starts to and you are religious about it. You build an incredible sense of community, and so actual religious institutions. I'm pumped that you're leaning into that, and I think a lot of people, synagogue, church, mausoleums, whatever their place of preference and religion is a great thing to do, and in general, I think also finding, that's obviously one form of community. I really do think interests, actually, let's go a little bit deeper. Are you into movies? Are you into sports? Are you into cooking, golf? What are some of your interests or things you're into or watch on TV? Or give me a little more color commentary here.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of actual series on TV. I am big into anime. I do play a little bit of video games. I do go out and golf. I do.
It's great.
Also, I sell sports cards here on Whatnot and also in local card shows. So also.
Let me ask you a deep question.
Yeah.
Do you trust people?
Not always.
Yeah, that's why I'm enjoying this right now. I'm really excited about this, brother. I'm really happy you and I are together. Notice how that was maybe for some people watching right now in my team, that was like a left field question, but notice how I went there and how good this feels for me right now, and I would have bet all of it on you answering that way. I'm very fortunate. I have two very opposite parents. One of them trusts everyone until they give them a reason not to. And usually it takes her a lot of reasons for her to lose that trust. I was fortunate enough to get that DNA and also be fundamentally parented by that person. The other parent trusts no one. And even when someone gives them years of good reason to fully trust, he is not capable of trusting them and is always waiting for the other shoe to fall and is actually searching, almost often manifesting and creating some weird, non-truthful justification to lose the trust.
Yeah.
I would tell you that this is the path I want you to look through because you are doing a lot of great things in the first part of how we address the issue that we're talking about. It's the second part that's actually the punchline of the conversation you and I are having.
Yeah.
Your DNA and your circumstances of growing up and the things that happened in life have put you in a place where it's a little harder to trust. And that is leading to why we're in this predicament. And I will tell you, if this is any solace, and you're going to have to go on your journey, and I'd love for you to hang out more with us. And good news, you're catching me at a great time in my career. Starting in October, I'm going to be doing Tea with GaryVee and a night version of this.
Okay.
I'm actually contemplating cutting out alcohol permanently. So the winding down with GaryVee thing's a little tough, though I might do a non-alcoholic wine brand deal. That could be a whole thing in itself. I might start a brand again. Anyway, nonetheless, I'd really like you to hang out a little bit with us, brother, because let me say one thing about this crew. There's a lot of people in here that I've gotten to know over the last 4 or 5 years that are incredibly worthy of your trust, and I already feel like I have a good sense that they quote unquote won't let you down. And like anything in life, it becomes practice. Once you get 3 to 4 relationships where you get sustained 2 years, where it maybe was uncomfortable to trust, but they've done nothing to break that trust, and you're starting to get more comfortable, you'll then become stronger in being able to open up and trust, and then you'll become so strong that even when someone does fuck you up, right, and breaks your trust, it won't be a devastating knockout blow. It will just be a tough punch, and you'll wipe the blood off and move forward. That's what we need to build up.
Yeah, absolutely, and that makes total sense. I think you're spot on in terms of your analysis, where I do have trust issues from trauma in the past, and everyone does.
And by the way, it's good news, brother. It's incredibly valid. It's appropriate because me not having trust issues and you having trust issues does not make me better or more capable or more awesome. It's literally circumstantial.
Yeah.
The fact that you have the strength to go on here publicly, talk about this, put yourself out, means you're 90% of the way there. People that are able to do what you're doing right now, which is incredibly rare when they're feeling it. Most people that are in the exact predicament you're in are deflecting, blaming, and definitely not putting it out there. Right?
Yeah.
And so I'm incredibly proud of you. I admire it quite a bit, to be honest. I'm glad I went with my intuition and kept this call, because I think not only are you starting to help yourself, I genuinely believe in the thousands of people that are watching right now. Like, literally, there's somebody who's literally you right now on Whatnot, who's literally benefited from these 7 to 10 minutes and are on their way. And man, I think you can do this, man. I've watched some people not be able to get there, ones that I love deeply and I wish they could get further, but I've seen some of those people, including my father, get much further along. And I've watched people who actually, it's time, brother. Yes.
And getting into the groove of meeting people, and then finding that they are supportive, and then finding that you can trust.
And let me take you to step 3.
Yeah.
Once you realize that no one's better than you, and that no human should be put on a pedestal, even the ones you most admire, then it really gets going.
Yeah.
The reason no one disappoints me is that I don't put anyone above me. Yeah. We are only disappointed by ones that we put above ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's a life of service. You put people in front of yourself. By
the way, I'm obsessed with life of service. I would argue that I give more than I take to everybody I ever meet. Yeah. That has nothing to do with my ability to not put their subjective opinions about me at a higher pedestal than the subjective opinions I have about my own self.
Correct. Absolutely. No, I appreciate this conversation, Gary. I thank you for all your advice and support, as always. And I really do hope there are others on the line.
I got a couple good ones for you. There's a guy in the chat named the Dalton Tice that you absolutely immediately have to get connected with, who's very much leaned into his faith and is a great kid, and also has ripped off a bunch of people at the National Sports Card Collection a couple years ago to own a tremendous rare robot first sticker rookie card collection. And I appreciate, even though he loves God very much, his entrepreneurial spirit shined through so heavy, and he dominated and fucking ripped off the faces of children and the unknowing at Chicago a couple years ago to build a dominant financial force of opportunity for himself.
Oh my gosh, love it.
And I will say there's a lot of people, Michelle, everybody, brother, what is your Instagram, and what is your can people see his what? No, they can't see his Whatnot here because he's not on his Whatnot. What's your Whatnot and Instagram? I want to, but if you are a great person in the VFriends community, and a lot of you are not, so please do not DM this nice man, because that is not what we're doing. A lot of you are not at your ultimate great place. Some people are work in progress. Unless you are at your ultimate great place where you are 100% well-intended in your outreach to this wonderful gentleman, please do not DM him. If you are fully there, Hi Anthony would be at the top of my list. Please DM this person, this great friend, Damien. Damien, where can people find you on Instagram and whatnot so they can DM you?
Hobby_cast, HOBBY_CAST on Whatnot. Hobbycast Sports, all one word, on Instagram.
All right, so for everybody in West Jersey, or that general Allentown, Bethlehem, PA area, there's a lot of people in the general area. A lot of people are hitting you up. You are about to get a really good community of friends, my friend. But this is not them stepping up for you. This is you stepping up and having the courage to be disappointed and really working on, do not put them on a pedestal. No one.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Gary. Very much appreciate the time.
Of course, my friend. Have the best day.
Yeah, you too.
That's going to be a nice message for this crew and a good clip for a lot of people. I hope millions of people watch that over the next 10 years, because I think there was a lot there. Everybody, how do we feel about that? That felt like we're going to get some of those. That's what the fall and winter of 25 are. We're going to get, that right there was real fucking shit. That right, I genuinely believe Damien's life's forever changed. And by the way, not because I did a nice job there, because I think I did do a nice job, but because of this incredible, everybody, if you're new to VFriends, this is not just a Pokemon Marvel thing. This is not just a big business that I'm trying to build. Both are true. This is a community that is built on this foundational truth, which is strangers become acquaintances, acquaintances become friends, and friends become family. VFriends. And if you're in the Whatnot chat right now and you've become part of that family, if you're in that journey, or if you can communicate to everyone, let's get into the next question. Aaron, from you.
This question is from Allie. I'm currently a stay-at-home mom who's feeling financial pressure to work. I'm overwhelmed trying to find a job that helps me be a present-ish parent to my toddler, have a flexible schedule, and support my family financially. What do? I search and feel like I'm hitting dead ends.
More searching. I mean, like, that's a lot to ask. You know, again, we're in this new era. We need to understand this new era. Everyone's like, it's so hard now. It was so much better for our parents. It wasn't better for our parents. Our parents were willing to sacrifice time with kids to get the finances done. We want more. It's just the truth. Like, gang, can I get all 1,000 of you across all platforms to agree that we just want more? Like, our fucking parents and our grandparents' generation really were willing to take an L in certain categories. We want more. And companies are like, sorry. like again, I keep saying this about businesses. They don't have the luxury of being just your family. They don't have the luxury of being bullshit like school, like where it doesn't fucking matter. Like, there's ramifications. Companies go out of business. Companies are gonna use AI. Companies are going to pick who their best employees are, and they're gonna decide best is time put in or impact while time put. Let me be very transparent as a boss. I don't need any of my employees to work 100 hours a week for me to be like, they're the best. If they work, let's just be even more direct. There are employees in all my companies that work 42 hours a week, but they're incredibly impactful in those 42 hours, and I'm good. And there's other employees that work 67 hours, and people know me like hard work and all of that, but if they're not impactful, they're not as good. It's just real life. It's either impact or like some version of less impact, but more hours put in. Like not all of us get the same output or impact on the time amount we spent. I can do a 15-minute meeting and really have financial impact. Most of the people that work for me cannot. That's just real life. And that's just the game. So, you know, here's a problem. The problem is we're asking for too much. We just are. This is where I think entrepreneurship and live selling can come in. My actual answer to her is to buy shit at thrift stores and garage sales and flea markets and look around the house for random stuff and post on Facebook and look at Facebook Marketplace and sell shit on eBay and whatnot. How about that? How about that curveball? When we're asking, the reason she's looking and looking and looking is companies don't want her. They're not, and by the way, there are hundreds of thousands of companies that would want someone, but it sounds like the schedule has to be a flexible way that doesn't work for a lot of companies. It's just real life. Hopefully she can find something, and I hope, like, you know, but like a lot of like my dad's liquor store can't be flexible with hours. It's retail, it's open, it like needs like, you know, like, I don't know, like, so I like the idea of taking things in your own hand and buying and flipping, and I think she can make $1,000 a month easy flipping. I think everyone can make $1,000 a month easy after 3 to 4 months of really learning. Right? Really being on eBay, understanding what's worth money, really going to the thrift store every day, you know, really going there, garage selling, like, like really learning flipping, you know? So that's my answer to that. Gatsby Global, what's good?
Hey, Gary, how are you?
I'm well, brother. Are you a Bears fan or is that just a hat?
It is a Cincinnati Reds hat.
Oh shit, you're right. I'm getting rusty. Are you a Reds fan or?
Big time.
How old are you?
32.
Love it. All right, brother, go ahead.
In a day where, of course, social shopping is on the rise, and of course you're crushing it on Whatnot. IG Live you can utilize, of course, TikTok Shop. Should we still try to utilize actual brick and mortar stores too for new products and new IP, or should we try to lean in on
lean in on online first? Get your leverage online first. When you say lean into brick and mortar, are you saying you made a product and you're hoping Walmart or Albertsons or Marshalls will carry it? I would say the way those stores are making their decisions now is they are looking for momentum and sales and heat from social and live shopping, and then they bring the stuff in. They're trying to guess less themselves. It's much better for Walmart and Claire's and Five Below and 7-Eleven to know already there's demand than to guess. So you'll have more leverage by building heat online.
Cool.
All right. You got you, brother. Good luck.
See ya.
See ya. I like that shelf. All right, Aaron, you're up.
Okay, this question is from Ryan. How do I navigate a narcissistic boss when I love the job?
That's fucking hard. You don't love the job because the job includes the narcissistic boss. You love the tangible parts of the job. There's no job on earth that there isn't other jobs like that with at least a more neutral or remarkable boss. People have to quit more. like I don't know, like people need to spend time on LinkedIn posting content and creating opportunities. Again, I mentioned it yesterday because I'm really just giving her love. Courtney's posting all this good content on how to help beginners start live streaming, OBS, all that potentially leads to opportunities. I want Courtney to like her job because I want her here, but I get excited when people do content because I know it opens up opportunities. And by the way, she might be dreaming of living in Barcelona. She's a young woman once in her life, and she could get an actual message from somebody in Barcelona saying, hey, I've seen your videos on this. I want to start doing live streaming. I want to do this, right? We all remember Dustin used to work here. Dustin Lee used to work here. Remember Dustin, Braden? Remember that dude? Like, he's not here anymore, right? Because him being associated in building brand through me led to a very high net worth boss in Arizona who wants to have similar outcomes to my career. Like, whether you get it through the shine of association with a person or you create it for yourself like Courtney's doing, or a combination of the two, people need to start putting out more content about their skills and knowledge and passion to lead to opportunity. Or if they don't want to do that because they're weird and nervous about it, they're weird about it, they're not weird. They need to start DMing and applying to more jobs if they're unhappy. You do not love a job if you don't love the boss. And if you're using the word narcissistic, you've now done enough homework to understand what that is. A narcissist is a very tough human to interact with. It's a very substantial human flaw. It's a really tough thing to navigate. It's a non-winning game. It's like all four walls are blocked in, and that person needs a lot of therapy and like a lot of work. So if she or he, Ryan, if he's figured out that truth, that's rough, man. Like, that to me is really worth looking for some other opportunities. So, Paul.
Gary, how are you?
I'm quite well. It's lovely to see you.
It's PK here.
It's great to see you, PK.
I have a personal question. It's tough to ask. My mother's recently been diagnosed with kind of between stage 3 and 4 lung cancer, unfortunately.
I'm so sorry, PK.
No, that's okay. Thank you. My question is, I feel like my work ethic at work is struggling.
As it should. Like grieving. I can tell you right now, brother, you know where I sit on work ethic because, I know you've been around these parts for a bit. Brother, I'm on the record that when those unfortunate days happen in my life, I will be a shell of myself from a productivity standpoint.
Right.
We must become much more gracious to ourselves of times of grief.
It's a little ironic because I have the gracious grizzly bear, right?
You've got to be gracious to yourself here, brother. Like, you're allowed that. Now, I own my own businesses, and when I'm less productive during those devastating chapters in my life, my business is just going to feel the effects, but no one can quote unquote fire me.
Right.
You've got to balance a little bit of like making sure you're over communicating with your place of work to make sure you're not putting it, because I've had unbelievable amounts of people DM me, unfortunately, who've been let go in this situation because it's been too prolonged for their boss's subjective opinion of what they're willing to be gracious about. And so you don't want to double compound your worries. So make sure you're a good communicator and honest with your job.
That's the thing. I've kind of been keeping it close to my chest. I haven't really divulged much to my work yet just because there's a lot of unknown right now. She's kind of going through treatment. Do you think I should be more?
Let's talk it through. I want to make this valuable for everyone. How good do you feel about the humanity and kindness and graciousness of your organization or bosses or managers or boss's boss?
Yeah, I mean, they are very understanding. I know that they...
How long have you worked there?
It's 10 years this year.
Okay, I think you're in a great spot, brother. I think you go have a real combo. And again, you only know if you, like, look, there's a lot of people who grieve who actually need to be at work. It's
Just keep
escape.
yourself busy.
Of course. There's been people who I've given time to that have come back 3 days later and said, Gary, you're the best. But I'm back because like these last 3 days were actually the worst. And I actually need, even though I might be running at 65%, I need to be here. So, you just got to figure it out, what works for you. But at 10 years, the way you just responded to me, you've built equity. You seem to feel like it's not a cold-hearted organization. I think you need to go. I think you need to go and have a proper convo, brother.
Okay. I appreciate you, Gary, as always.
I'm sending you a lot of love and prayers, PK. Love having you part of this community. Love you, bro.
Appreciate it, Gary. Love
Take
you.
care, my man. All right, everybody. I am out of here. I love you. I hope you enjoyed. Love you all. Have the best day.